Good morning, everyone. My name is Ben Giomini, and with 15 years plus of experience, I've been a database administrator, first-handed with challenges that plague the whole industry. We are constantly under pressure to deliver flawless, high-performance system, but we are often forced to rely on manual and repetitive tasks and error-prone process. Think about the time it takes to perform a single database installation or the anxiety of a critical database upgrade with the tight maintenance window. The risk of human error is not just impossible, it is possible, and this is certain. And this inefficiency have a real impact on the bottom line of our system. These are the problems that led me to develop the cool called SQL suits we are about to be showing right now. The SQL automation suite basically prone multiple aspects of our database administration lifecycle. Let me show you how. Where is the SQL automation suite? Let me show you how it looks like before. So this is how the SQL automation suite looks like, and I'll give you guys a brief overview of its capability, the way we can scale it, its option, migration. I'll show you each of the page we have available here, and if we have time, I'll also walk you guys through. This was a project base. I'll also walk you guys through the website that I have available, where I'm also providing database administrator course on the site where you can have a text-based AI assistant to be giving you answer on any query you might have, and also a voice AI chat assistant that will be also able to assist you if you have any issue. The course basically provide a clear path on how to become a database administrator. Let me just bring this back down so you guys have a look at this course real quick. It has multiple module, about 4 module with about 19 courses. And each course has what's called learning material, hands-on, with test quiz and videos to be watching just in case you miss something during the course. It has a test. I'm not going to fuss on this right now because it might take a little longer. We are trying to showcase our SQL Automator tool. All the time when I do manual work, the risk and time consuming during the upgrade. The upgrades have often taken stressful part, and it's taking a stressful part of time during my DBA activity job because I have a tight windows during downtime activity, and I have to make sure that instance come back up right after the upgrade. Now our tool, it's basically providing us a seamless in-place upgrade. It includes production tested validation logic to ensure a smooth transition, giving you confidence to upgrade a critical system without the fear of failure and without wasting valuable time. As soon as you specify the instance host name or the target host name, it will detect the current version available that's running on the server and directly give you an estimate time that's going to be used during your upgrade. Yeah, let's also talk about the complexity of migrations. That's the third problem we're facing. Whether it's a single database or an entire server, migration are complex and full of potential pitfall. We have simplified this process with our comprehensive migration tool. It automates the entire transfer, securing all user login credential jobs, guarantee reliability, and complete migration every time. The SQL automation tool is not just, I will not just call it a regular tool. It's more than just a set of features. It's a solution born from experience. It's a powerful automation tool that apply the toughest challenges in database administrations.
So this is how it looks like. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Yes. So I will give you a brief overview of what this tool does when it comes to capability, how we can scale it, how we can actually get it to grow, and see our limitation, and probably have a live demo of how it's actually performing, right? Okay. Uh, let's walk through a live demonstration. I'll show you the tool in action performing its new SQL Server installation. Um, let's go ahead and start the Oracle VirtualBox. I'll probably have to get it down into a VM so you guys actually have to complete, you know, understanding is part of this clone VM so you guys have the understanding of the way this tool actually works. As you can see, the tool launches in a clean, intuitive graphical user interface. The first thing you notice is that it checks the ISO and the default location, but also provide a browser button. So just like you can see on your installation page, you also provide a browser button. This make it incredibly flexible and portable, so you're not just locked into one path. You can actually get the ISO from any other location and just have it just mounted on this installation kit and upgrade it with one click, you know. You also provide input parameter from here. It's just a matter of a point of click. I can choose my SQL Server version edition from a single drop down menu, and it can also easily get configured for different type of instances, actually name instances, default instances, or let me just have this running in the background while it's doing its thing. Default instances or name instances. I think the VM just started. He runs installation on one click. The tool take over as soon as you just click start the installation. He executed installation silently and automatically logging every steps into an output window. The process that could take hours and require constant babysitting is now fully automated and audible. Um, Let me just go ahead and see if this VM is up and running. Okay, started. I have some couple of instances that was set up on this server. I'll just shut them off completely and then we'll start our tool and see it in action. Okay, they actually shut down just like I wanted them to be at the moment. Great. They're all using start mode, automatic. Yep. Stop. Good, good. Okay. So if we come up here and mm, 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 interesting enough. It's gonna start our tool. Oh, come on, let's not stop this. Okay, so the tool is started. Oh, let's check the existing instances that we have on this specific machine. So as soon as we click on check instances, you can have an activity log output giving us every step taken by the tool. It's gonna go ahead on this specific machine on which is running, and it's gonna check the existing instances that are either running, stopped, or just if there is an installation is an installation residue of any SQL Server version, it will also predicate that on the screen. So we'll have all the version of SQL Server that are installed or configured or stop running on this server available as a list there in the UI. Think it's still taking time. Let's see what's here on the UI saying. Says existing instance found, attempting to retrieve the version for Bell Lab, which is the name of the actual computer on which we are connecting or using Oracle Visual. It's you looking for the first instance, which is Caesar, using the SQL command promptly, which is a good sign so far. It keeps buffering. I think I'll give it some couple of seconds here. Oops, I talked too fast. It looks like it completed. So I'm gonna read the output so we can actually see what was happening. In the background, after we clicked on check instances, we receive one message saying existing instance found, attempting to retrieve the version on Bell Labs slash Caesar, which is the first instance it tried to connect to. Then it got an error saying not able to retrieve the version information for a specific instance called Caesar. Then this could be due to a lack of permission or an instance not running, and it's giving the details on basically why the error message occur, and then we get an instance type of the version and the status of the instance that it found on the specific server. Then it attempts to go to the next instance that it finds directly, which is from what I see here, it's Jerry. Then it gets to the Jerry instance. We're using SQL command and throwing errors again. Uh, could not retrieve the version information for instance Jerry. This could be due to lack of permission. Yes, this is just normal. It happens because the instance stopped, just like I showed you earlier on the configuration manager screen. Let me just get back there real quick so we can confirm that they are all stopped at the moment. Um, Unload, all gonna show red. That's basically why. Oh, one of them is up. Instance retrieve, yes, running, just like you said. One of the instances up and running, which is nine actually instance. It's running here. Okay, so we have some couple of instance and status that were provided here by our tool, so we can get out of the log, the output log, and actually check the status of the instances on the UI, and it's showing us all of the instances that are available on the server, just like I was reading it earlier. We have Caesar, Jerry, Josiane, Lee, Nana, Patricia, and default instance. And at the moment, we have one instance that's running. We're going to shut it off, and we will just refresh this and see if our tool actually take count of the fact that we just shut off our instance, right? As authentication and security mode to check the instances and to automate our installation and upgrade. We have this first page here, basically providing the user the easy way to check whether or not there's anything running on the instance on which we are running any check or test. So this is the best way. If you have at the moment we're using the current user integration security, which is the user that I use to connect on this instance. However, you can specify custom user, or you can have a domain user. I have a domain user that I can use that right now and it will still work, Let me do the user I have created there, and I'm gonna give it a password that I have in the network, and I will just change this name to the actual name of this computer, which is Bell Lab, and I will test the connection. This should just work fine. Connecting, and should just using SQL authentication. And then we just go ahead and query the server called Bell Lab on which we are connected. If it fails, it's because we don't probably have connection using that user, and we'll have to change it. What it says, connect to the instance, really, but not running. Okay. Oh, you need to change that user permission. But then you get the concept. You can actually use integrated user security to be able to check connection and actually use SQL authenticated user instead of using your Windows current authentication. So you can have flexibility with the with these two at that level. Coming back with our tool, let's refresh the list. Since we've stopped the instance called Nana, let's see if this tool is actually going to reflect it and show us that all the instances indeed have been stopped on this specific server. And then we're going to proceed with a showcase of our installation page. Let's give it some time. Next, oh, it's still taking time. Oh, okay. And let's check where we are here. Still buffering, taking too long. So we know all these instances are stopped. So we're gonna close this. Wait for this tool to respond because it's taking already forever. Oh, okay. Status looks like all the servers are stopped. So we're gonna go forward and check the UI of our installation page, which is basically providing us nice flexibility for installation, not just of one server installation, so we can actually install SQL Server on a target instance or on a SQL Server on which we're actually running on. We can provide a name for our instance. We can specify the version edition from 2016, 17, 19, 22. We'll upgrade, we'll add more version as time go by and Microsoft provide more versions, upgraded version of SQL servers. I knew there was a 23i, so we will have a look into it. For editions, we can get developer edition, enterprise edition, standards edition from the drop down menu. Installation directory, we have flexibility to specify directories where we want our SQL Server to be installed. Share directory, we also have flexibility for share directory, just features and features to be installed, just so we can have flexibility with more control where we actually store those features. This actually keep on growing with time, and you don't want to get stuck up with the disk being full in the production environment. So this is very nice to have. System databases and user database requirement with data files location. It's a very nice property to have for this, providing granularity and flexibility in our script, just so we can have separated mount point and separated, or I don't know, NFS mount point. It might be external location that companies might want to use for their data to be hosting all of the user and system databases based on the redundancy and how fast they want to be able to access those storage. Some companies this might decide to have all of these log system database and user database stored in a pure storage just because they want to make sure it's fast and accessible. Temp directory same as the NFS mount or just a folder on a mount point on the server. Companies will have flexibility as well. When it comes to installation, authentication, or post installation option, you have flexibility with these two. Either use the current user Windows authentication, or you can use your integrated privileges, or you can actually use a domain user or a specific Windows authentication, or you can use a domain user that already has access to either the network or the machine on which you're actually running this script. When it comes to database creation, a user database creation, those two also provide flexibility, so you can automatically create a database as you installing the SQL Server binaries for the first time, and you can also create a user and grant privileges to that user. So in order for you and your application team to directly have a user ready right after the database installation, this will be a great button or a great option to have. So without further ado, what I will do is I will go ahead and just start the installation on one of this instance of one of this server, and we will do it on a clone server, the Oracle VirtualBox. That's the one we are running on right now, and it is running about, well, let me check the specs of this VM. It's running about a storage of 99 gigabyte and 120 and 8 gigabyte of memory with 8 gigs of memory with two processors. So far so good, right? Let's go ahead and implement our tool and see how it actually how it performs, right? Okay, so without wasting you guys time, we will go ahead and install an instance called we'll give it a name mm, showcase. Showcase. That can be the name of our instance, or actually, let's call it Nagani. No, Anna. Let's call this instance Anna, and ooh, uh, version 2017 developer edition. Um, and let's create a directory where we are going to store all of our Anna. Here we have about 16 gigs. Let's make sure we store everything related to Anna into this specific location, and we're gonna call this folder Anna, and we store everything related to Anna in that folder. Okay, as we created the folder, let's now go ahead and add it to as our installation directory. Change it as our shared directory just for the sake of this specific demo, and we're going to have it also in our system directory just for the sake of this demo. Just we will see the flexibility of this script right now. Okay. So let's use the current user, and let's go ahead and start our installation. Before we start the installation, you guys can see that the tool launches a clean, intuitive graphical user interface. First thing you will notice that it checks the ISO with the default location path, but you also provide a browser button. This makes this incredible, the flexibility for portable, so you don't have to be locked into one single path ISO. The input from here, no matter the point of click, it just helps you automate the installation without having to slow yourself down trying to figure out where or why you have to specify that ISO instead of this. You also check redundant version of SQL Server with severity with cumulative. It checks your cumulative updates on the SQL Server and uh, provide you insight on whether or not there were critical patch of it were provided by Microsoft, or if there is a suitable version that you should be downloading instead of running that specific version of SQL Server, right? Because prior to 2012 or prior to 2016, we used to have a version of SQL Server that had so many bugs, and because of that, I had to go ahead and implement a smart script logic that would be able to have all those bug related showing if they were to ever occur. So we have an AI, a script that's actually going there, checking the version or related bugs for the version that we are actually selecting in our input field there. And if there is an issue with that specific version, it will actually spit it out to us, in the output log. So far, so good, guys. We have selected the instance name called Anna, the version 2017, and the edition, which was a developer edition that we're trying to have installed on this specific server, which is a clone Oracle VirtualBox VM server that I have running on my specific machine. As you guys can see it here, it's running. Let's start the installation without any ado and see how things are going. Okay, as soon as I clicked on start, you guys can see here it started scanning the directory for ISO path, and he found a single ISO that was space for the specified version, and he mounted that ISO successfully. And now it's asking me for a password, so we're gonna give a password called just the name, same as whatever's there. I know it's not very conventional, but then let's do that. And he asks me, are you sure you want to run this installation? On the output log here, you guys can see that the installation output of the SQL Server shows the version, the edition, the name of the instance that we entered there, and he also provided the installation that's going to be used before this specific installation. So I'm going to click on yes for next, and it's going to go ahead and run the installation setup for our SQL Server to be installed. Just like you can see, it's saying running the installation command line. This may take a while, and it sounds like our installation started. Let me check. Oh, yes, it looks like our installation have started on a window somewhere. Okay. It says returning to the main menu. It says running the installation. This may take a while. Command to be executed if the SQL installation halt. Okay, let's say this is the command to be executed if something halt. Gonna right click here and copy this. It says installation error. The SQL Server installation process exited with a non-zero code. It may have failed or halted. Please check the SQL Server log file for more details. You can try to run the following command manually, and it gives me the command that I need to run. Okay, I'll copy this and I will open PowerShell. Okay, PowerShell. Uh, where is that thing located? I'll open the PowerShell just where, or if you click on Copilot, this I did. It's gonna use a lot of memory right now. I know. Oh, let me open PowerShell from that location itself. Now that I have PowerShell running, I'm gonna paste whatever I copied from the output log here. Let me close Copilot real quick. So now that I have PowerShell open, what I will do is I'll copy what I've gotten from this output log because it stated, the tool stated, it seems as the installation has halted. Go ahead and copy this and paste it on the PowerShell. So I went to the same directory where it was and I pasted it. And let's see what PowerShell tells me. Oh, PowerShell says, do you want to allow this to make changes? Yes, I do. And the installation started. This is good so far, so good. Uh, yes, please wait while the Microsoft SQL Server setup process. Okay. Looks like it's scanning for product. It's actually running the installation. I'll give you some couple of time, probably what 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll get back here just to make sure everything installed with no issues. Okay, looks like everything started. Setting the feature to install in general. Okay. Down, bring this down, and I will check the process of what's being done just on the screen. I think it would take some couple of minutes. I'm gonna walk away from my computer. I will be right back. Okay. Let's go and check on system in here. To our instance that we automatically installed running our PowerShell script. Check instances, stop. Let's go ahead and also check the instances that are actually now running on the server. The PowerShell tool on the side, and let's connect to the instance called Anna. Instance is actually running. Our installation completed successfully. We have a running SQL Server instance here called Anna on Microsoft SQL Server Developer Edition 64-bit, Windows 10 Home, running 2017 version. Always still checking what's available there. It hasn't completed yet. Taking forever. Okay, during that time, we can also create databases as we need. Let's create a database called Jessica, um, Accenture, maybe, give it optional, full recovery mode, simple recovery mode, version 2017 compatibility. Also, let's make sure multi-user mode, okay, and then we'll click on execute and we have our database created. So far, so good. So we can create database, add some logins, add users, have them connecting to the database, and so far, so good. Create jobs, and we can do all those good stuff. Enable always on replication, depending on what we will be doing in our next activity. So our check instance completed. Let's go and check what's available. We have one version unknown. How is the version unknown here? Then the status is running. Let's go ahead and do a small migration. Let's now start one existing database. Let's start it, and let's test a migration real quick. So we will start Tricia database server. Let's continue now with the live migration. Let's go over on the migration tab. And here we can see that we have multiple input parameter. I've designed this to be just as simple as it is. I would just need to input the source and target server name with the authentication details. The tool would then do the heavy lifting for me, meaning running the migration with a simple click. The tool begins the migration of the databases, but it doesn't stop there. It also automatically handle the migration of all the associated server level object with SQL Server agent job, user logging, and also all critical privileges and system privileges as well. These critical features that prevent post-migration headaches, it's just easy now, you know. And there is a full end-to-end migration completed in 1 minute with the full audit log available for review. Let me go ahead without further ado, dive into the migration. At the moment, we have Patricia started, and also, where is the other one? Anna started. What we will do, we will have our source database as Patricia, and we'll connect. We say connected as sysadmin to server Patricia. Uh, testing connection success. Okay, so the connection was successful on Patricia database instance, just like you can see here in the message log. Let's go back to the migration tab, and we can have this. We can see here there's a green status message showing us the tool automatically connected successfully to the Patricia instance. Since we have just created the Anna instance, and we will do the migration to our target database instance called Anna, let's select it, and we will test our connection as well to the Anna instance. And on the Anna instance, we can see that it's successfully connected as we clicked on test connection. Let's hover back to the migration tab. Okay, so both statuses, the database instances are connected on the source side and the target. So at the moment, we can do a single database migration, or we can do a full instance migration, depending of what we are actually trying to accomplish. But at the moment, we'll do a single database migration just for now. And as of the location where we want to have the database migrated to, how about we do a we specify the location just to have flexibility in our migration, right? How about we get flexibility in where we want our migration data files to be located, right? So we will move our data file in, we can have it in move. We can create a directory here called move, and everything here. How about that? And now that we've created a new location called move, let's specify the location here. Use target server default path. We're not going to use the default path, the existing system SQL Server existing location. Let's move every database file into this location. And the log file as well. I know it's not going to be related to system, since we're not moving anything related to a system. But then just filling it up. Let's do user databases migration. That'll be better. And if we actually list the database on the source system, how many databases we even have? Ooh. On the source system, we have about 7 databases. The log output is showing us 7 databases on Patricia instance, which are model, MSDB, master, TemDB, Panama DB, Rego DB, and Blake database. So what we will do is we'll move all the user databases, which means we'll move Blake database, Rego database, and Panama database to the target instance Anna. And let's go ahead and specify that. And if we list the target database instance, we'll realize that there's only 5 database found on the target database instance so far. We have MDB model. The screen is a little short. I can't. Um, Master MSDB, TempDB, Prod, Accenture database model. So we have five databases at the moment. This bar is just playing with us at the moment. Let's over our mouse back to our migration tab. So after testing, after listing the database on source and target, now let's go ahead and estimate our migration time. Migration time estimate give us about what database, database listing, ooh, database list, migration configuration review, uh, let's click on the review. Let's go and proceed with the migration. Oh, the estimate is not showing because that bar is hiding everything. Well, let's proceed with the migration and see how long it takes, right? Do review, log file. Okay. Let's click on proceed with migration. Please fill in all the required field for the database migration. Okay. We forgot to fill up all the rest of the field. Let's fill them up. Database for single database. We don't have a single database, so we'll have multiple database. Let's do select migrate system database, migrate all the user database. We migrate all the user databases. Let's not migrate the system database. We don't have any job users and privileges. Yes, let's migrate them. Let's also fix the orphan users. And yeah, we should be good to go. Oh, yeah. Let's proceed with the migration. Just like that. And we should get a confirmation pop-up. It says, migration completed successfully. Do you want to delete the backup file? Okay, that was fast. Migration says, okay, that was another prompt. Okay, a third prompt. What I will do, I will go ahead and review the log and what it says. Log file says step complete migration. Restore successfully fixing the orphan user. So it automatically went ahead and completed the migration for us. It did all the heavy lifting by migrating all the user databases, fixing all the orphan user for each available database that was on the source to the target system. So if we get directly to management studio and connect to the ANA instance, we should be able to have a database, Rigoro database, and I mean all of those extra database user databases created or migrated on the ANA instance at the moment. So let's connect on the ANA instance. Connecting right there, right now. Databases, okay. Like you can see, I have Panama database, Blake database, and Rigoro database that were just added. Earlier, when we stood up this instance, we only had created the prod Accenture DB. Right now we have all these beautiful available databases here. Do they even have database object? I'm not sure. And we can also something. Hmm. Okay, that's why. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Security, the authentication being used. It was only allows Windows authentication, so we should be able to check this box to have the SQL Server authentication enabled as well, so we can connect as a SQL user. That's why it was failing to connect as that user. Now I found it. What else do you want to check out here? Ooh, okay. This is the end of our live demo, basically showing us the benefit of this tool uh, with the full end-to-end migration in a minute, with full audit log available showing the review. This is not just something to waste your time. This is a drastic change, reducing risk of human error with automation. The database we've restored earlier with Blake, Panama, and they were restored during the migration here on using our tool, and we have a full log of the migration with each of the step taken by the script. There's some way fixing the orphan users, uh, just making sure the migration was successfully done. This is basically our script, our tool. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm getting tired here. If I want to actually talk about this tool in deep dives, it's basically used by businesses for to reduce hours of manual work, time, standardize process, and automate checks to eliminate errors, ensuring consistency across all installation and migration. It allow one person to manage a large number of servers. In this I can summarize this as it's not just a script, it's a solution that deliver a clear deliverable value to your business. It provides significant time saving, and which is just not at a high level, is a drastical reduce in human error by automating complex tasks, steps evolving, forcing and standardizing process. It ensure the consistency and reliability of the of all installation across the entire environment. This type of framework can be scaled to meet your need in your organization. I can try to scale it as big as you want. In conclusion, again, thank you for the time you guys took to watch us going through this live demonstration of our tool. This solution basically helped I'm actively looking for new opportunity where I can apply these skills. For those interested in exploring the code, I have made this publicly available in my GitHub page, also on my LinkedIn page, so you can try to find it out.